Welcome to Silicon Valley Nonprofits. I'm your host, Bobby Chastain. Today, we're joined by the Executive Director and Board Chair of Blossom. Blossom is an agency that assists expecting and new parents. So the Executive Director is Dominique Vincent, and the Board Chair is Martha Bixby. Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us, Bobby.
So let us know a little bit about what makes Blossom special for new and expecting parents.
Sure. Blossom was started as a community to support new and expectant parents, and our mission is to provide services, resources, and support for a healthy and informed and confident pregnancy and parenting journey.
So people come in, I assume you get a lot of first-time parents. What are some common anxieties or concerns that people have?
Well, I actually came to Blossom because I had just moved to Silicon Valley and I didn't know anybody, and I was, I think, 12 weeks pregnant, and my husband and I moved out here for his job, and I needed an obstetrician, or I ended up working with midwives recommended by Blossom. I needed a community of parent friends who were going through this, and I needed the same resources that Blossom offers. Yoga and ways to stay healthy and fit throughout my pregnancy, and so Blossom became very special to me right away because I had, it provided me with all of those things.
I did notice that it's sort of a one-stop shop for anything I could have imagined that an expecting family might need. So, how do people find you, and what are sort of the first ways that people can get involved?
Sure. Most of our advertising is really word of mouth. We've been around for almost 20 years now, and people hold Blossom in really high regard. So if they've had a good experience, they generally share with their friends, and when their friends become pregnant, they say, "Oh, I know this lovely place, Blossom, you have to check it out." And that's generally how people come in. A lot of times they're coming in for prenatal yoga. That might be the first thing that they walk through the door to experience at Blossom. But for some people, it's our childbirth preparation classes. We do offer prenatal yoga 7 days a week, even twice during the week, Monday through Thursday. And we're one of the only facilities in the area to do that.
Well, let's talk about that. So, you think of yoga as to keep fit, and, you think of maybe being 6-7 months pregnant, and it's sort of hard to get the exercise that you need. So is it different from taking a regular yoga class?
Yeah, and so we have instructors who are certified in prenatal yoga, so that they're providing exercises that both are appropriate for the expecting mom and help prepare for birth. And so whether that's mindfulness and just being kind of in the moment and learning to relax and breathe, but also squatting and stretching things that need to be stretched, and stamina. I mean, we do wall sits for a minute, which is the length of a long contraction there at the end, and it's hard, but you know that when you go into labor, it's going to be hard too.
So that's very interesting. In some regards, the yoga kind of gets one ready for delivery. Is that
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I noticed on the website there are some stats that sort of bear out the benefits, where it's like if you do the yoga and take the classes, there's a better rate of natural birth and so on. So there's definitely a tie-in there.
Yeah. Yes.
And as well as the childbirth preparation, yoga is really the physical aspect. The childbirth preparation is the mental aspect, knowing the process of labor, what happens, what's going to happen when the baby is born, and who can support you in that. And so we work with doulas that are throughout the community. We do doula trainings. We host Meet the Doula Night, and just
for one thing I was unfamiliar with, and I'm sort of the surrogate for the viewing audience, or maybe I'm the only one who doesn't know, but maybe describe what a doula does, and go ahead.
Sure. Doulas are the non-clinical aspect of maternity care. So they're really there as, the word doula itself is helper. That's what the meaning is. And so they're there to be a help to the pregnant family. It's not somebody for the mother, it's for mother and partner, to support them through the labor and delivery process. And generally a birth doula will stay with a family from the time of active, sometimes earlier, labor and into a couple hours after the birth. There's also postpartum doulas who are there to facilitate the best care that they can for the family in their fourth trimester. Those first couple of weeks, like about 12, 13 weeks after you have your baby, making sure you know how to bathe your baby properly and that mother had a good, or at least being able to process her birth experience. And ensuring that breastfeeding is going okay, and just also troubleshooting if things like difficult emotions come up, connecting them with a provider maybe that for postpartum depression. So one of the groups that we run at our facility is a pregnancy and postpartum moods and challenges groups. And that is a really great group because we're able to connect those women. And it's not for people who necessarily have a diagnosis. So if you're just struggling a little bit, you can come in and get support.
And I think support is sort of the paramount word here, because, you know, childbirth and rearing is sort of the most natural thing that can happen, right? But there's still people go in and there's a lot of, you know, unknown, a lot of anxiety. So to have a community built around that, and it sounds like you guys have been very successful in fostering that.
Yeah, we work very hard at that. And I think, yes, it is something that people have obviously been doing for a very long time, having babies and raising them. But it's one of those things that, especially for those of us who live far away from family, or you know, even if you've got family close by, you need that community and the support to really to navigate this process and to have the tools and to, you know, if there are bumps in the road that come up and significant challenges, to have folks who can point you in the right direction. And so we're here to help people have that village.
Right, and I was going to say that in some of your promotional material, you do mention that it takes a village. So you guys have been really good facilitators of that. Yeah. The other thing that's interesting to me is that it runs the full gamut from planning to have a family all the way up through toddlers and up to preschool, right? So who can get in, like, you know, the early end? Who are the, you know, is it just in the planning stage, we're thinking about having a baby, or do you need to be pregnant?
Yeah, we really want to support families in the whole process of birth. So people who are pre-conception, we're actually starting fertility yoga coming in the coming year. So preparing your body to have a baby, getting people education. Our library is extensive, has over 1,000 titles, things that you can't necessarily find at the library, specific to birth and parenting, and just making good decisions for yourself. Lots of information. And we also work with people once they are pregnant, all through their postpartum period. We have support groups that meet on a weekly basis, and those parents get together and discuss things that they're going through. And we do have other classes as the children start to get a little bit older. We have mom and baby yoga, mom and toddler yoga. We also have signing classes that are on the weekend currently. And so people are learning how to communicate with their baby before their baby is even verbal, and as well as infant massage. And so there's...
You got to tell me more about infant massage. Is it just at the end of a long day, or?
It's great. Infant massage is really a great class for learning how to bond with your baby. It's kind of helping to establish those initial body confidence, teaching a parent, like, you could ask your kid if you can touch them, and they will give you signs that maybe they don't like what you're doing. So really preparing them for their whole life ahead, and just connecting. So it's a great way, you know, when you have a newborn, you don't really know what to do, and so you can wake up every morning and do a little massage, or do a massage and help them get ready for bed. It feels good. It's great. We all love massage.
Another interesting thing to me was that both of you came to the organization, and now you're the leadership of the organization. You came as clients, right? Users of the services. So is that what kind of, you must have had a really good impression of it right away.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. I, just like Martha, came here very early. I moved to the area when my daughter was about 2.5 weeks old, and connected with Blossom, and we would go to the story times that we had. And then I was one of the people who got pregnant again right away.
Congratulations.
And realized that I had some like birth trauma surrounding that, and so I utilize pretty much everything that Blossom has. At one point or another, I've shopped in our retail store, our Beanstalk. Our Beanstalk is our resale store, and that's where we sell new and gently used items that have been donated to the community. And
your services are so broad, and obviously you're doing it with a very small staff, as a lot of nonprofits are. If someone is thinking of volunteering, how can they get involved?
Yeah, well, so our website is blossombirth.org, and so they can connect there. They can reach out to Dominique or to me and the board, and we have a couple events coming up that we offer 2 big events each year. The October Halloween Carnival on California Avenue, which is a lot of fun for kids of all ages. We have a pregnant belly costume contest and costume contests for babies and kids, including ones that kids make themselves. Need tons of volunteers to staff that, and it's just a great fun all up and down California Avenue in Palo Alto. We have the Birth and Family Fair, which is each spring in May, and we also love volunteers for that, as well as for the resale boutique, for doing drives. Right now we're collecting diapers for Houston, and so for other initiatives like that that we run, as well as just being a part of the community and greeting folks and helping them navigate our services.
Great. Just real quick, what do you got for the guys, the daddies?
Yeah, we include the dads. Dads are welcome at our facility really anytime. We do have a dad's labor prep class, and that is for the men only, no women allowed. And that's really a safe and secure environment where they can get their feelings out on the table and maybe express things that they might not be able to express in another situation. And so that's only men. And the dads come to the other classes. We also recently started a community yoga program, and so that's where we're really touching all the ages. So it's a program for yoga, just like everybody yoga, 16 and up. And we often have younger kids in their teenage years, and then all the way through grandparents. So it's a great way to connect.
The scope of what you do is really incredible. So Dominique, Martha, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, and please take a look at this wonderful video for Blossom, and join us next time on Silicon Valley Nonprofits. Bye-bye.
Blossom was founded in 1999 to provide resources and services for a healthy, informed, and confident pregnancy and parenting journey. We provide classes, for example, our infant massage class, baby sign language class, or our music class. All of those are geared towards helping to increase the bond between parent and baby. Blossom is one of the only locations on the peninsula that offers daily prenatal yoga taught by highly trained instructors.
Prenatal yoga is really helpful in allowing women to feel comfortable in their bodies, both physically when things start to change in their bodies, but also mentally and emotionally. And one thing that I hear often is that women are really grateful that the yoga helped them to stay focused during their birth experience, that they felt calm, they felt prepared, they felt confident that they could make choices for themselves and that they knew what they were doing.
Blossom is a wonderful place to come. The yoga prepares your body for labor and also helps with your recovery. The teachers here are fantastic. They're very compassionate and they're very knowledgeable.
Moms often tell us that they love the community they find here at Blossom. It takes a village to raise a child, and Blossom is that village. Blossom small classes enable individualized attention from our instructors. They're able to provide one-on-one attention to each of our clients and answer the questions that they might have. We have a variety of support groups, especially our postpartum moods and challenges support group and our breastfeeding support. Our moms provide a huge support to each other in their pregnancy, birth, and parenting journey. So come to Blossom and let us help you as you begin your journey into parenthood.